And right, oh, we're on a shaft level, so I can't even really play it safe here. We can hide out in our little corner and hope that nobody comes our way, I guess, and that's about as good as it gets. Okay, a little bit of teleport action. Ooh, a +3 dagger is just an upgrade at this point. So, if I unwield you and I do this, that should do it. Okay. I'm kind of learning some semblance of how to navigate the multi-weapon situation here. We shall see. We have Bio, Rue, or Hep, so unfortunately most of those are already victories. Plus again, I'm feeling like I want to force it a little towards the Wu Jian side because it feels like it's kind of a built-in synergy of sorts. You just can't stop coming up with names, David. Frank Sinatra, Elon Russ, Johnny Cash, and Send AI. Okay, I'll stop now. Hey, don't stop on my account, but definitely no pressure to keep the genius flowing here. I do love it. Okay, there we go. We finally get some slightly heavier armor. Swap into that bad boy right away here. Ooh, and a scarf as well. Don't mind if I do. Scarf of Repulsion. Sounds like something I wore through most of my teenage years. And back down we go. Ooh, Sigatuvi's Embrace. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Normally something that we reserve for more spellcaster style characters, but in this case, our AC just goes up, even on a base level, same with our evasion. Also, I like that we've gotten quite a bit more information here, a bit more detailed of a breakdown. Right, it does have the drain. I'll be wearing it for the near future. Let's try it out, shall we? It's hard to resist an unran dart when it shows up in the early sections of a dungeon here. Kind of build our run around it to a certain extent, but we shall see. Taker of Holy Wrath. Because it takes a long time to swap weapons, it reduces the effectiveness a lot of, carrying around weapons as an emergency swap. If we do run into a demon, I'd like to have Holy Wrath. That kind of perspective, not really as much of an option. Oh, and speaking of not an option, Wu Jian, why have you forsaken me? I guess who else could we go with? I'm not super interested in Chabriatos here. We already have some deterrences on the speed front in terms of our attacks revving up, so maybe we'll leave that for now. In fact, there's not a lot here that interests me overall. I think Okawaru would be a great choice for Coglin. I think I will continue for now to focus on also achieving some progress in our polytheism here, so I believe, I'll double check my little spreadsheet, but I believe we've already won with Daddy Oka, unfortunately. So I'm going to explore the dungeon slightly further. Let's see if we can't find a Wu Jian council altar around one of these corners, shall we? Could be fun, DCSS. Could be nice. Imagine the laughs we'll have together if I could just find me some Wu Jian action. Guess we can try and pick off some early damage. In fact, that should do the trick alone. Beautiful. As we get our little animations with Sigatuvi's, I mean, if we're able to fight groups of enemies like that, getting up to 17 armor class is pretty fantastic stuff. We're, of course, also getting fully revved over the course of the encounters. So that is just beautiful. Whip of Pain, I'm not going to worry too much about. Short Sword of Electrocution, I guess, could potentially replace our dagger. Oof. I did not realize how much damage we were taking there. Getting down to -12 corrosion. Also not quite optimal by any stretch. But fortunately, don't get punished too hard. At least not yet, for my transgressions. We'll see. No promises for the next couple of moments here. Oh, I got excited, but that's Rue. Still not quite what we're looking for. It rhymes, Ru and Wu, but I'll push a little bit further. Again, this is not the best way to play this game in general. Should kind of adapt to what the dungeon throws your way, but seeing as how I want to experiment and experience some new things here, I'm going to hold out hope. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. See if that comes back to bite us in the rear too much. Two-headed ogre. What the heck are you? Oh no. I was about to say I think I'm just dead, but fortunately we're able to take the one hit there and get away with our skin still intact, if just barely. And unfortunately, slime with a little mush cap does give us some trouble, but just barely scraping by once again. Not at all deserved, but I will gladly take it. Holy moly, up to level 8 now. No idea where our two-headed friend has disappeared to. That's always frightening in its own right, but I'm sure they'll pop around a corner at the worst possible opportunity and really kind of ruin our day. Speak of the devil. All of our stairs have been found, and all of them are a little bit closer to our double-clubbed friend than I would care for. I mean, using nets and ice blast and or poison, we could potentially force our way through this. I can hit you with this net first and foremost. Spam a couple blasts of this just to really layer on that damage as much as possible, and stack up poison, and hopefully... Oh, nope. I was thinking they just attacked so we'd have some time to step away. You know, when I was talking about playing smarter, this was not it. But on the flip side, finally can hop in here, and we have a plethora of new names to choose from. I guess I could swap to Hunter and see how that start looks like, but I want to make this work. So we're gonna brute force this to Kingdom Come. I mean, the other side of that last run is we never found a Wu Jian altar, so it was trash, inherently, of course. And that's why we definitely lost on purpose. But I guess the tricky part, you know, I was speaking positively about having all the names available, but now I have to pick one out of this this plethora, this cornucopia of puns. Let's go to start off with megahertz. I like it. Bit of a frequency joke in there as well. So that scratches the old physics itch on my end for sure. And beautiful. And more names as well. Rex support, Frank Zapper, Server Mortensen. I like Rex support a lot. That's the name for sure of a goblin tinkerer, where, you know, they're the only techie you have around, but they're just as liable to absolutely trash your computer as they are to fix it. But okie dokie, hopefully setting up for maybe the last time here, seeing as how this will obviously be the god run rather, so I accidentally mess up my paste of the seed there. But regardless, let's jump in here. Pie Hard as well, nice. Favorite math-themed Christmas movie. Just ruffling all the feathers. But here we go from the top. I mean, we have an interesting looking hood helmet this time. Could bode good fortune for our future here. With a very, tip of my nose, just suddenly itching something fierce. Probably shouldn't fight all these enemies at once, but I guess why be an axe user if you aren't going to absolutely just take advantage of it at any given opportunity, you know? back to reverse mentality, or rather our initial mentality of let's stress test this baby and see what happens, shall we? Okay, Wand of Charming. Now that would have been helpful in the previous run as well. We run into any early ogres this time around. We have a little bit of an answer. And before we get too far, let's run back here and pick up, upgrade to our armor as well. Beautiful. And we'll see if this all manifests into a little bit more success here. Bring these sons of guns upstairs. Look at that. We're even backtracking as a good DCSS player should. Isn't that a miracle? But not too shabby here. Ooh, early Sigmund. Once again, this time around, I think we can kind of resort to our previous strategy if we kill you and use our throwing nets to kind of get an early lead. It is very nice looking on the experience side of things, getting a couple of levels. Oof, but again, that hurts. At least there's only an amulet of the acrobat. Don't have to feel too poorly about ourselves. I'm curious what our tinkering thing will be, and what level we'll get it. I guess so far the highest we got was 8, I think. So hopefully not too much further past there. I guess a lot of other species kind of get a bit of an upgrade around mid-level. I'm trying to think of when gargoyles get their wings, when Tengu get their full bonuses as well. Usually around like 15, 16? Maybe 14 to 16, somewhere in that range. Don't know why I speak of this or speak to this as if I actually know what I'm talking about, because as is so often, if not always the case, that is not true in the slightest. Just spitballing, talking out my ass, and hoping that something forms a rough like caricature of making sense at the very least. Okay, but we do have the hand axe again, and I think I did actually like having the 2 axes here. That worked out alright for us. Don't really know how the numbers crunch, but regardless, it feels cool, and Rule of Cool dictates that we must embrace the chaotic nature of the double axe. Sound of rushing water. Ooh, and we immediately find said rushing water. Probably should have taken our little blinky pal upstairs and played it a bit safer, but fortunately doesn't end up being too much of a deterrent for us here. Except, oh my gosh, hello. No chill on all of the enemies here. They continually block us off from entering the sewer entrance. There we go. Should have time to heal up and everything. Hey Brain, how's it going? By the way, I wanted to thank you so much for the invite on Deadlock. I've been low-key extremely obsessed with that game in the last little bit here. Trying to fit in whenever I can. So, very grateful for that. Where could the sewer possibly be? It's nice when we don't have to think too hard about it. Oof. 50% chance to net you. That might give us enough of a lead in damage, if just barely. Not quite as confident as I was kind of hoping for, but it's a little bit of a petty thought experiment in general, because we survived, and that's the only thing that truly matters at the end of the day here. And hopefully we don't run into any more alligators. Merfolk? Oh, sickly merfolk, right. That makes a bit more sense thematically, I guess. Some potions of enlightenment, some teleport scrolls, wonderful. And what else can we find in our journeys here? This is so far looking to be like a pretty solid sewer. We're getting a lot of experience with very little risk, which is more than can be said for the most part in these types of zones. Treasure? Treasure, there we go. Hell yeah, brother. Wand of Roots, another useful escape tool if things start to feel a little worse for wear. Lungs are freezing, not going to worry too much. But let's make sure I'm not leaving anything on the ground, and we'll get right back out to our regularly scheduled dungeon. Fantastic. Whoa, hello Edmund. Oh, that's not great. Maybe I'll actually charm you. Did I ever tell you you have your brother's eyes? I'd know that, seeing as how I plucked them out of his skull, unfortunately, my friend. But okay, we re-pick up our net. Then I think we just go ham on this son of a gun. Let's... Wand of Roots? Oh, right, is not actually going to affect you. Should have seen that one coming. If you, sir, could take more damage from all of our new friends. Oh, no. That's quite the opposite, as you immediately get more aggro. Yikes, yikes, yikes. We'll head back, bring one Knoll upstairs with us, and then we've kind of compounded our issue. A Knoll pack with a friendly Edmund along for the ride is definitely worse off overall here. Let's do another bit of experimenting here, shall we? So, attack delay of 1.0, and we have 15 and 10 for damage. If I switch to double War Axe, how are we looking? 1.1, 15 and 15. Is the extra 50% damage on one hand worth that? I guess that's like... What would that be total? 25? It's 1/5 of an increase overall, I believe, because we go from additive 25 to 30. Let's try it out. Looks sick as hell. And again, that's worth a lot of points in my books. Okay, so here's what we can do this time around. Or not. I was hoping that you would take a little more damage in that encounter, my friend. Your +1 flail of draining is a little bit of a problem. Do I even try and fight you, or should I just play this a bit safer? I mean, I know the real answer there is I should play it safer, but... Oh, wait. Follow me. I can bring you upstairs. I kind of forget about this. No, leave me. Get out of here. What is your special... You're charmed, unaware. Maybe that's the new charmed symbol at the top, along with the green circle. Not too sure. I didn't recognize that status effect icon. I think we also get a little revving one, potentially, here. Never mind. I made that up completely. Ignore me, as nothing appears. +3 whip of electrocution. I feel like there could be some credence to having that in the offhand, but not for us here today. The double War Axe just feeling a little too badass. But what we can do as we head down is let's actually remember to start going through our consumables this time around, shall we? Scrolls of Blinking, beautiful. Resistance potions, lovely for later in the game, especially without the ring slots, but not so handy for our immediate future. Oh my gosh, and all of our big stacks of potions are just all over the place. Nothing quite that we were looking for. But hey, we'll keep churning and burning here. There we go. We at least get curing, so that's helpful. Especially as we immediately come across a bunch of poison buddies. Oh, and not great odds for me to net you or to bring you to my side. I've made a terrible error here. I think we have to go with the charm, though. And if we could just part ways. My amphibious friend. That seems like it's probably my best bet. Just heal up, reset that encounter, and potentially coming in ready and rearing to go here. Will still give us trouble, but less so. Fantastic. Should have started with the constriction in the first place, seeing as how that, I believe, reduces their evasion, so would have been doubly useful in the rest of our strategy there, but regardless, we make it through in one piece and live to face another day here. Fantastic. Ooh, enchanted hand axe. Not even gonna check immediately what it is. Oh, look at that. We get the option to convert. I believe being low health, for anyone now being low health around a priest, will trigger that. Okay, we're far enough away that they can't step towards us and smote on the same turn. So we can safely make some distance here. Let's kill you. And last but not least, finish the job. Fantastic. Now we're back into the labs once more here. Let's grab that son of a gun. I think I will actually upgrade our armor. The default chainmail sprite every single time to me looks like you're just a kid in their like adventurer dad's shirt. It's more of a PJ shirt than anything else, down to the knees. But regardless, let us do another experiment. 1.0 at 1616. If one of those switches to heavy, 1.1, and it goes up to 20. So it's another sizable bump in our overall damage potential. Let's try it out, shall we? Plus, the additional increase of the enchantment does mean it'll be slightly more likely to hit. So I do think overall it comes out in the positive here. And hopefully we run into our temple sooner rather than later. A hand axe of draining. I would very much like to use, my friend. Now that is the ticket. In fact, I think I'm going to swap out our offhand, and we're going double hand axe up in here. That brings us down to 1.0. 12 damage rating on the new hand axe, so slightly down on that side of things, but the drain I think will pay dividends regardless, so don't need to be overly concerned with that. A two-handed axe, almost no shot that we ever make that change, but still interesting to see. I respect that. And let's let you close the gap to me, my friend. Not too shabby there.